Hi, this is Eric Wood. We wanted to make a short video to announce a new partnership agreement we're really excited about. And at the end of the video, we're going to go into a little riding tip we think will help everybody. Our renewed partnership is with Held Gloves. And we wanted to talk a little bit about why gloves was so important and some of the things that you might consider when you're looking around for gloves this year. When you're looking for gloves, you really want to look at two things. First and foremost, of course, is protection. But the second thing is that you want that protection to leave your hands and fingers completely unencumbered. You want to have complete freedom of motion and a really solid connection to your motorcycle. Construction is key to protection, and one of the most important parts to any part of your gear is the stitching that holds it together. Held does a fantastic job. This is my current glove, the Phantom 2 that I prefer, and this glove has some fantastic stitching. In fact, it's all blind stitching. You can see where all the fingers are, so the seams are not exposed at all. And what this does, this high quality double stitch that's hidden here, holds up really, really well in the event of a crash. Now, how do I know this works? Unfortunately, from experience. 30 years of racing, dozens of times. I have crashed at least a dozen times in my life at 90 plus miles an hour, landed on my hands in Held gloves. I have never in that time had my hands exposed to the asphalt. I've never suffered an abrasion injury. In fact, I'm lucky enough, I've never even suffered a hand injury in that time. So that alone is testament to how well these are put together. The second part's the protection. Now, Held has the knuckle protection that a lot of gloves have these days. This particular glove has titanium, some have carbon, some are plastic. There's all kinds of different things that protect your knuckles. But what really matters to me is what happens with my fingers. And what Held does fantastically well, and why I really love this Phantom 2, is this armor on the top is this impact absorbing foam. And they cover it, as you see close, with this Stingray leather. And that stuff is incredibly, incredibly tough. So you've got a really tough shell on top of a soft kind of foam that will do impact absorption at the same time. Plus, they build into it these expanders on your fingers and also on your thumb that allow you to have total freedom of articulation. That's really key. So in addition to the protection on the knuckles and on the fingers we talked about, all the Stingray leather and the padding on the side is the connection to your motorcycle, and that is your palm. And these guys use this lightweight yet extremely abrasion resistant Kangaroo. And I love this stuff. In fact, I don't think I'd ever buy a set of gloves that did not have a Kangaroo palm. It's thin, gives you a complete feel of the grips, and feel is so important to me. Yet again, abrasion resistant enough that I have never had it wear through in event of a crash. Just a little bit of anecdotal evidence. This is a set of gloves I've worn for the past 3 years. These gloves have been crashed in 4 times, and yes, you can see a little bit of abrasions, little scuffs on there, but these things are still wholly intact. They'll still pass tech. I can still use them today. Just want to get a little nicer, prettier pair on there because, hey, after 3 times they get a little scuffed looking, and I prefer to represent these guys with a little prettier glove. But these things are still 100% functional. That means a lot. Penguin students have the whole range of Held gloves to choose from. We've got all the different types of models and styles for you to check out. So if you want to feel them for yourself and see what style might work for you or what you like or what's more comfortable in your hands, you can always come by and try them with us anytime. Our local dealer in our area is Seacoast Sports Cycle. They've got a fantastic stock. We just replenished our rental supply with the new Akira RRs. They're a beautiful glove that feature all the protection and kind of comfort that we talked about in this video. And so our students will be able to take advantage of those all year long. Now for our little riding tip. It has everything to do with your hands and your gloves. Riders tend to hold the bars one of 2 ways. Either they grab the bars with their knuckles across the grip so that my elbows are kind of getting pulled in as I grab the bars, or they'll grab them more like you grab a screwdriver. And the difference can be evidenced in how you roll the throttle on. If you roll the throttle on with your hands square on the bar, your wrist will bend down that way and tend to pull my elbow down a little bit as I roll the gas on. If I grab it like a screwdriver and articulate it with my fingers, you'll notice that my elbow is further out, and also that my elbow doesn't move as I go from throttle closed to throttle open. That's important for control. Now this does 2 things. One, you'll notice that as my hands are locked in, okay, if you do this for yourself and you hold your arms like this, you'll find that your forearm is flexed, even if you're barely grabbing anything with your hand. But as soon as you roll your elbow out, So you go from elbow towards your ribs to elbow out like this, and you should try it as you listen to this video. You'll find your forearm instantly relaxes. So that relaxation gives you more feel of what's going on the motorcycle, will also consume less energy and make you less tired when you ride. The second thing is this: if I've got my elbows out a little bit, which allows me to have complete control of what's going on. Now I can go throttle on, throttle off without having to pull my elbow or shoulder down. That's a key element to control. And the other thing is, with my elbows out, I have more leverage on the handlebars. If I was trying to wrestle something out of your hands with my elbows out, I've got way more leverage like this than I do like that, okay? And as everybody's bars slant back towards them, as you grab the handlebars with your hands square to the grips, it pulls your elbows in, tightens your forearms, gives you less leverage on the handlebars. So, screwdriver grip, which is only about 10 or 15 degrees different, gives you control on the way out of the corner so you can roll without moving your elbow, allows you to relax your forearms more, and gives you more leverage on the bars. So you have to use less strength to get the same amount done. It's a win-win-win all the way around. There's actually a couple more reasons to do this, and we're going to cover that in one of our upcoming videos on the Gas On Bike Up YouTube channel. For those of you racing Neymar this year, we'll see you at our opening round very soon. This is one of only 2 rounds before the 100th running of the Loudon Classic. We have the best riders in the country coming to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the first time in over 20 years, and they're competing for a record-breaking purse, $250,000 to be given out amongst the top 30 riders, with a record-breaking $55,000 purse for the winner. The competition should be fierce. Tickets are going to be on sale soon at www.nemrr.com. Check it out, and we'll see you at the track soon.